Oh, so I should flip to white, right? Because I was white in this
Yes,
one.
yes,
Yeah.
this was
Okay. Oh, yeah. So here's me actually going for my Vienna opening.
I love it. And he plays a good move. He plays an annoying move. The idea here is to play d5. Well, I don't know if he knows that.
Yep.
But he didn't know that, actually. But he should be playing d5. Actually, the best move here for white when he doesn't bring the second knight out is the very aggressive d4.
Oh, okay.
So
and if the pawn takes, then where does my knight go? Oh, I take with the queen. Oh, yeah.
And there's no knight c6.
Yep.
Which normally is a good move. So now you would castle queenside.
Got it.
And quick development. You play d3. He plays h6, f4, e6, knight f3, knight d7. All right, everything is perfect so far. Castles b5. I saw there was a game you did play this again. Please don't play b3. Our bishop feels very bad if
I think I just got confused. Yeah.
Yeah. So we wanna try to get the bishop out this way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I like a3. Good prophylactic move. a5. Okay.
Prophylaxis, the name of the game.
Straight up, by the way. Yeah, I mean, your bishop always has a drop back. Now, so the same way we need to enter the middle game from the King's Indian, we need to now enter the middle game from the Vienna. You played bishop e3. The only small drawback of this move is what? It can get hit. This move can get hit.
It can get hit with, yes, okay.
The same pain in the ass knight move, by the way. Just
yep.
With colors reversed. So, prepare this move. Disallow knight g4.
Oh, okay, h3.
Yes. And then this. And then
right.
this. And then here's the thing. Is this a closed or open position?
Right now it's open.
Right now it's actually closed.
Is it? Okay, good.
No, but wait, I want to hear why you said open. I want to hear why.
Well, it seems like there's still, I guess I'm not really sure. It seems like when there's this number of possible pawn moves, it feels open.
Okay, that's actually an interesting... Aha, so you're looking at it from the perspective of pawn moves.
Yeah.
Interesting. So the way I try to simplify it down to there's 8 pawns per side, it must be closed.
Oh, if all the pawns are there, it's closed.
Yes, however, what you just said, there are a lot of pawn moves that allows the position to become more open.
Okay.
It allows it to become more open, but for now, it is closed. Now, what does that mean? Pawn moves don't open the position, right? This does not open the position.
No.
Pawn breaks open the position. So that's either a trade or an offer of a trade. So how can we do that in this position?
Take the pawn on e5.
First of all, there's this move.
Yep.
Also d4.
Right.
Which could potentially change the position a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes, h3 is perfectly reasonable, perfectly solid. Now you played bishop e3, here, bing, boom. Okay, yep. Trade, fine. Can't be, oh, f6, oh.
That seems bad for black, right?
I think f6 is one of the worst moves I've ever seen in my life.
Because it's blocking in this chain of bishop and queen on the king side, on my king side.
It blocks that in, but that actually is like a second or third tier in terms of like importance. I think more than anything else, you got to think, what does that weaken? Why is that so bad? What does it weaken?
The g6 square, the g pawn,
all the light squares,
e6,
right?
Yeah, right.
Yes, exactly. Just like in the King's Indian. Think about it from the weak squares.
Mm-hmm.
So this. I mean, if you could teleport your queen, that would literally be mate. Unfortunately,
right.
You can't teleport your queen. So when I see this, my first instinct is to play the move knight h4. Because I want to hop my knight into g6.
Yep.
I want to bring my queen to g3. I want to play queen g6 or queen g7, and knight h4 optically, like just scanning this position, looks like it should win by force. It looks like there is no way for black to stop this and this.
Right.
The computer is a scumbag and is trying to argue with me that black should now justify the move f6 and play the move g5, but no human being plays chess like that. So, you know, and it's apparently trying to tell me that this is somehow okay, because if I play queen f3 and threaten mate, Literally, mate. Black is just in time to play this check and run away and take the knight.
Ah.
But do humans play like this? No. No.
Certainly I don't.
No. And so knight h4 is usually something that would just be crushing. I mean, there's other suggestions here, you know, f5 and so on.
Yeah, in this position, f5 is what I look at. And I remember we had a whole conversation about f5 versus taking e5 in different situations.
Different situations. If you're helping their development, maybe not. But f5, always a good option just to take some space. Now, I think you did play that and he played knight c5. This is not a bad move. Great move. Fantastic understanding. You do not want to make that trade. That's what middle games are all about.
Yeah, my thought was that I have this open diagonal and I want to keep that.
Yeah, I mean, your bishop is worth probably about 4 points, and his knight is worth 2.5. Relative value as the game is progressing. Bishop b7. Okay. Remember this maneuver?
Yes.
Remember it for good, because you are going to come across stuff like this.
Okay.
Where there are, you know, certain squared weaknesses, and you can take advantage of them. When you look at a chessboard, this same knight move to the right is the same knight a5, right? As in the King's Indian. Meaning,
yes.
It's a knight going to the right side of the board and being on the edge. But it's very different, right? Because, it's just very different. I mean, the knight is going to hop in and attack the rook and do some serious damage here. Whereas in the King's Indian, the knight has no way back into the center.
Right. And on g6, it's defended by the pawn.
Defended by the pawn, and this rook is just miserable. It cannot go here. It cannot go here. It's very bad. So knight h4. Now, the other thing is, you're not going to win this game unless you trade some pawns. You just... If I say you can never trade pawns again, it won't work. Just won't work. Like, how will you win if you can't trade pawns? Where are you going to go? Which is why this move is, by the way, so powerful. It actually doesn't even rely on a pawn trade. So, I'm
wondering what I did.
So you played h3, which is fine, but it's not. You know, there's no oomph to that move.
Yeah.
So, give me a move with some oomph. Offer
Is
a pawn
h3
trade.
Would h3 be considered beta?
Chess is a pretty PC world. I feel like I can't say that.
Yeah, I don't like that type of stuff. I mean, in my space, in the political space, I'm called beta regularly, so I'm immune to it, you know?
Oh, yes. As far as, yes, for sure. I definitely know what you're saying. I just feel like, in our sphere of the world, there are certain words I still have to avoid, unfortunately.
I like it. I appreciate that. I think that's better. Well, I mean, I would certainly look at a4 and then recapturing with knight to a4 and then looking at b6 as a possible place for the knight to go. Oh, wait, that would be crazy. Well, no, at that point, it would be protected by my queen.
Okay, yes, but I do control this 2 times, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay. So that's a terrible idea.
No, actually, a4 is not... it's not bad because they can take. This would actually be nice. The problem is this, and you have to go backwards.
Okay.
That's actually more of the problem. But that's a you know... Again, a4 is a nice idea. What do you think about b4? You like this move?
Did I play this? Because I feel like I went through the thought process of exploring this. I guess I was thinking, so b4, if the black pawn takes, then if I take back, I'm attacking the knight, and my bishop's defended by my rook and my knight. So maybe it's okay.
It's a great move. It forces his knight to some uncomfortable squares, like the ugly square of d7, back to where it was. The only thing that's a little tricky about this move is a move like knight a6, and now you're going to think, oh, I got to defend this pawn, and you're not wrong. I mean, you probably do have to defend that pawn. But I just wanted to kind of draw your attention to this move. What about d4?
d4, I mean, I guess if the pawn takes, I would look at taking with the knight, because then e6 might be an interesting square for the knight.
Not to mention, when this knight moves here, who has a free path to the right?
Oh, the queen could go to, g3.
Yeah, this would probably win by force. I mean, if this trade were to happen. Black should not take. So, central trades of the pawns, when the king is on the opposite side, you will get this more with white. With King's Indian, you castle early, they castle early. It's, you know, you're not really gonna get it. But shredding open the center is usually a good idea.
So if the position gets kind of like bogged down, where I'm not really sure, if I can't, I've identified squares that might be good attacking squares, but I can't really access them, and it looks like trading a pawn is sort of like the next thing, I would be better off pushing for that trade, generally speaking, in the center than on the sides of the board.
In the center, if the enemy king is actually on the other side. So
By other side, even just by one file.
You mean like if the king had been castled, then it's like close, but
yeah, I mean, I guess is the D file considered the other side when the king when the king is on the E file?
I get what you're saying. Well, yes, because you're opening the center, so the two central lines here.
Okay.
You can use the D file to then get into E6. So, okay. Yes, that is a very fair question because you're not actually opening the E file. You're opening this side.
Yep.
Yes, I kind of skipped over that. The other thing is you are opening this entrance point, right? With this queen transfer. So that's how intermediate level players will begin to kind of add this skill, like how do trades affect other pieces, not just the piece that's moving. But okay, I'm curious to see what happened because you played H3. He played B4, so see, he's fighting even though he has no effing business fighting you with his one active knight, garbage bishops, and king in the center.
Yep.
So you played knight E2, best move. He played knight D7, again, one of the worst moves I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
And
did I lose this, by the way?
Yes, unfortunately. Yes.
Okay.
But again, you remember that maneuver that you did not play?
Yes.
Knight H4?
Yep.
Because you've got to go, this is what you got to ask yourself. The king is in the middle of the board. I need to attack it with the queen. How the hell am I going to do that? Without moving the queen necessarily. Like, if I say, yo, you need to check the king in 3 turns, but you can't move the queen right now. Like, you go, oh, here, 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 easy. But I say you can't move the queen right now.
Yeah.
So, you got to move the knight.
Yep.
And, yes.
Then it's just only 2 moves for the check, yeah.
Yes. Okay, you played C3. I don't hate this move. I think this is a perfectly reasonable move. Takes. D5. Aha. Tricky. Pawn move. What piece is open?
The bishop now is unleashed.
Yes, and you've got to see this. Now, it's not winning for him, actually. It's actually not winning for him. It just looks a little unpleasant.
Yeah.
You played this. Now, when he played bishop c5, were you surprised by this? Were you like, oh, crap?
I was surprised by it, but I definitely understood, the implications.
Yeah, because you just have this.
Yep.
But we want to not be surprised by stuff like this. We want to see those things coming and predict that we're fine.
Right.
We don't need, we're okay. So you played d4. Now, by the way, you're winning. Because 2 things are under attack. Bishop b6. His king is right here, so what should you do? Oh, my man took the pawn. What a beast. Great move. Great move. Even though you don't have an immediate cash out. He took back. And let's see. Oh. Oh. Okay. No. You didn't make a mistake, but as I said, the winning move here is quite stylish. Okay, so first things first, you can't take this because of what?
I can't take that because then I lose my queen.
Very good. You can't take this way because why would you do that? He would just take back.
Right.
So, how do I ask this question?
Is there a rook sacrifice on b6 that would make sense just to get that knight out of the way?
Well, if he takes with the knight, you're brilliant. But unfortunately,
he has the queen.
Yes, but if he takes with the knight, dude, oh my god, I might. This might be the best student of all time. Yes, the only problem is that remember your bishop used to cover that square?
Yeah.
He could get away. He could get away. And then you can push and you could say, well, my passed pawn is so strong. You're right, but you're not mating him anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a move here that's just I'm trying to it's a really creative move. It takes advantage of this pin.
Of that pin.
Yeah, it's basically that this pawn can't take that square. Knight f4.
Oh, okay.
And what's the threat of the move of the knight coming here?
It then going to g6 or
Anywhere.
anywhere. Okay.
Anywhere. Yeah, g6, h5. I mean, it's, yeah, like you said earlier, knight e6. If castles, first of all, there is a fork. There is also knight takes d5.
But then what about the bishop on b7?
Oh, you've got backup.
Oh, yeah. There. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Your $1 million bishop, which you did not trade a long time
Yep.
ago. Yeah. I am not going to sit here and pretend like the move knight f4 is supposed to come naturally, but sometimes when there is a pin, moves that don't look possible are possible.
Yeah.
And a move like knight f4 is really good. Yeah. Now in this position you played bishop b3. He played bishop. What? What? Oh, you had a little bit of tunnel vision. This was your plan, right?
Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
But his move removed the guard of a piece.
And now I'm blocking it. Oh wait, no. Of which piece? Of the d pawn.
Yes, instead of going here, you just grab this. That's it. Easy. We win now because he can't castle. The rook is hanging, and we just shred open the center of the board slowly. Just don't lose a queen.
But did I do that or did I not do that?
No, that's what I said.
I
You got
didn't do
tunnel
it.
vision. You played
I
bishop
didn't do
a4. But
Okay, yeah.
this is still a very tricky plan. Okay, white to move and win. Cash in on your plan. White to move and win. So when I say that,
I take the knight, the queen takes back, then I take the bishop.
oh, amazing. But you didn't play it in the game.
No, what happened?
This was I mean, this was freaking brilliant. I mean, it looks like he can finally castle.
Yeah.
But no. Absolutely not. His position is a lie. Just like our coronavirus numbers. Okay, sorry.
So what did I play? That's true, by the way, yeah.
So you went after castles g4. Wait, now you did it. Now you did it. Yes. Wait, takes. Oh, but this inclusion allows him to. Oh my god, I hate chess. I feel bad because
so I think here then I was thinking about, okay, I have to move the queen, but I also need to defend. I would love to just take the pawn on d4, but the knight on e2 will be double attacked when I do that. So what do? And I think I ended up going with queen to d2 maybe, or did I take the pawn?
No. I think you. Oh, you did. Yeah, you did go queen d2. You do have to take because the problem is that you're going to lose the knight no matter what.
Right.
So you should just take the pawn anyway.
And what did I do? Play to d2?
Yeah, you played queen d2. But the thing is, here's the way I look at it. You spent 44 seconds on queen d2.
Yep.
When you take that much time in a 10-minute game, you're unsure.
Yes.
And 8 to 9 times out of 10, you will play a bad move.
Ooh.
So
then am I better off just playing it quickly? What's the strategy?
No, the strategy is that when you see this, I for sure think that this is the first thing that you think of.
Yep.
For sure, because you're like, my queen's under attack. 2 ways. So why not just take the pawn? I'm going to lose the knight no matter what, regardless of where I go. But then we start analyzing. Like, what should I know? Queen takes d4. Now let me ask you a question. If this happened, where do you have to move this rook?
Well, if I move it to e2, then I lose the knight. And then if I take the rook, then I lose that rook also. So that doesn't seem so good.
Yeah, you've got to make sure that the knight has a guard, right? So
maybe f2.
Yeah, you have to go to f2.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like it, I don't care. You can't lose the knight. That's all it is. So yeah, I think it was and let me just check the time situation. No, it was relatively balanced. So yeah, queen d2, he played rook e2. Whoa. What happened here? What was rook d6?
Well, my thought was if I take the rook, then I lose the queen. I didn't immediately think of some other place to put the queen, so I figured I would just trade queens, and then I realized I was attacking the queen with an undefended rook.
Okay, got it.
It was a mental mistake.
Yes.
I mean, it's chess, so I guess they're all mostly mental, but...
Yeah, it's I guess the thought process there is that potentially what you scanned was this And if he takes my queen, I take his queen.
Right.
So that
It's not
happens.
actually getting the queen out of danger on e2 anyway, so it was just a disaster.
Right, exactly. I mean, it's more just like, well, what if that doesn't happen? That's the question we have to ask. What if that doesn't happen?
Brutal.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is literally an example of chess is a game of one blunder. That guy played like a bad player.
Yep.
For 25 moves, he played one good move, and he stumbled into a winning position with e takes d4. So
yep.
You played quite well, but now we know to punish a king in the center, we gotta try to shred open the position and these little knight hops to try to bring the knight in to a devastating square. Knight h4 would be quite bad.
Huge loss in the battle of ideas, as my audience is probably very familiar with the phrase.
Yes, and at the very end, I was going to talk about rook takes a6, but okay, just I will do it. I will do it. Fine.
Okay.
Hikaru pointed it out. I will show you a cool idea here at the end. Let's. Okay, so you played this bishop b3 idea here, 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 here. Okay, wait a second. Right in this position. Okay, this is why you should always look for captures. Remember this move knight f4 that I showed you earlier?
Yes, when there was a knight there earlier. Yeah.
Yes, the queen opposite the king. So in chess, there are certain creative sacrifices. There's like just a separate category, certain creative little tactical sequences. So when I say the queen, you know, when I say like captures, this is the only thing, right? Because your queen's
I mean, I could take the rook, but I'd then lose the queen, yeah.
Yes, but you have one more capture that makes some sense.
I could just take the bishop on a6.
Exactly. And if I take back, you take my rook. That is there. That is an option, yes.
And so then if I end up losing the queen, then I take the rook with check, and I'm better off than the alternative.
Correct. And if something like king h7, you still can pick up this rook.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. Now, okay, the truth of the matter is, this does exist in this position, but I can't put a learning, you know what I mean? Like I can't put a term on this kind of a thing. Like I can't be like, well, you should have seen rook a6, you know, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But if you think about in any position, just scan the captures, like just scan them and see the implications. You know that this is guarded by this. Okay, well, why can't I just take that? Like, what happens if I take that?
Right.
Well, if he takes me, I take his rook. If he takes my queen... Oh, that's a check. You know, that's the big difference, is that if that was not a check, it would be maybe a bad plan. And so, yeah, what Hikaru points out is it is a very, very nice idea. I mean, rook a6, and then rook a8, and then knight d2, and the game goes on. And in fact, you actually have two rooks and a knight.
I maybe stay in it.
You maybe stay in it, yeah. The only question is going to be, can Black do damage to you with the open king? Because you have an open king. So can he do this, and can his pawns, you know, break through? So rook a6, no, it's an amazing move. It's very rare, and the only way we'll really find stuff like that is just scanning the captures, just seeing the piece interaction.